is muted. Let's see if this works. I think it might work. It works! Damn it. Okay, so my cat. Okay, dear universe, give me the freedom to record my videos. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna let go of my cat. Hey, my cat. What's up, cat? Okay. Okay, I started it. Okay, apparently there's a new way to put live stream. We have to press live here and there. So there's 2 places I have to put streaming. Okay. I don't know how many people are watching. Okay, let's banish any dark energies into light energies. So we're using our Venus Star Child oil. It's popular for removing dark entities around us. Apparently January is a month of judgment. It's a month of judgment. A lot of people are getting karmic something. So what we're gonna do is that I have 2 new decks that we're gonna play with, and those are my birds. There's 3 now. That's James, and that one is Jessie, and that one is Jasmine. They get along well. Okay. So we're gonna take our sweet time, and I understand how there might be energy blocks. So let's call upon Archangel Michael to destroy those energy blocks. Any blocks that come from human, known or unknown. People who just don't want to see me shine. Sending gratitude to the universe, to the supporters who actually want to receive my shine in a healthy way. And we're going to do readings, and then we'll see what happens. So this is a new deck that I have. It's called the Light Seers Tarot. Let me increase the volume and I'll check my... Hello? Hello? I think it's too... I think I'm whispering. Unless my computer voice is slow. It's called the lights. So I think and I'll check. I think I'm okay now with volume. Okay, it says 3 people are watching, and I know that I'm taking a risk of doing live stream when there's like devilish people in the midst, and I'm saying this only because that's what has happened. There's a lot of devilish energy, and we just want to invite angelic energies. So this is a new deck. It's called the Light Seer's Tarot, and placing a beautiful fact into the energy. I'm just saying that have a life, people who don't want people to be happy, like have a life. So we're going to proceed with what we want to do, which is a hangout session, and we're going to play with these decks. And anybody who's not happy about it can just find another outlet to be unhappy. So I'm not just talking to a specific human being, because it's not exactly one specific human being. I'm actually like directing this energy, because I'm like, what is keeping me away from YouTube? What is keeping me away from my bread and my butter? What is keeping me away from doing what makes me feel good? And I had to like really crash into those energies tonight and just recognize that I cannot just wallow in deep negativity. And it wasn't even a pile of negativity. It was more like just this energy is distracting me from being productive in my work. So we're going to create a safe space, which reminds me that I need to get my lighter, which I don't know. I know where it is, so I'll be right back. Let me know how you guys are doing. And then later on, maybe in the weekend, I'll do a proper energy reading forecast. But right now, we have to like baby steps into YouTube again, because it's been a while. So, this is very awkward, not feeling comfortable after having this hiatus of not doing videos in quite a long time. Because the last video I did was like last year, and it's been about 3 weeks. So what we're gonna do, oh, I forgot that I have birds. That is just another cage. Okay, it's covered with fur and fluff. I cannot really smudge the room, so I'm just going to use this small piece of Palo Santo. So, I hope everybody's doing well. I know probably some of you are like so curious to like check in with me. Like, yeah, I want to share this with you. So to some of you who are curious, what I can say is I am doing okay, and I hope you're doing okay as well. Now I'm burning some Palo Santo. I gave my birdie sweetgrass, and they've been chewing on it. I got that sweetgrass quite expensive. It's like $10 a braid, and I got like 5. So it is expensive. $10 for sweetgrass. I don't know how much you guys in America would spend on the sweetgrass braid for holistic purposes, but $10 for grass. And it's not even thick, it's thin. But I use it as a perch for them. Okay, what we're gonna do now is that I'm just gonna hang out with you for like an hour and a half. Then we're going to gather our thoughts, and I'm gonna tell you guys to go visit my website because I wrote a few articles. Somehow I think that my video is lagging, or I'm lagging. Again, I just didn't remember. I haven't worn lipstick in quite a while. I just wiped it in my top of my palm. Okay. So I'm pretty sure that I lost some subscribers, and for that, I mean, it is a choice, a freedom of yours, of you guys, and I may have disappointed your expectations for a monthly zodiac energy healing forecast. But let's do. Oh, right. There must be more. I'm gonna take out all of my decks. All of my decks. Be right back. See, I am so not prepared. I got a lot of decks now. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we don't need this keyboard. Okay, what we're gonna do is we're going to do a video on the energy of January. Like, you know, I previously I did something like universal healing forecast. We're going to do universal healing forecast. Oh my back. Okay. This is a very impromptu universal healing forecast. We're going to use as much deck as we want because this is a hangout session. Nothing is using rules. But the rules is 1.5 hours. It's healthy to have a time limit because we are in a physical realm where time is of the essence of everything. I am not relying on anyone's internet except my own, so I can go online as much as I want and upload as much as I want. But there may be fuckers who try to sabotage, so we'll just let universe deal with it. So let me tell you about what I come across that is very mind-opening. Okay, so I want you to look up Lee Harris Energy, LeeHarris Energy. He's on YouTube, but I follow him on Instagram, and I haven't been on YouTube so much. I've been binge watching Netflix, and I've been attending to the other physical aspect of my life. Oh yes, and I've been writing a lot, so you guys better check out my blog. On my website is meredithmindrose.com. Okay, so I've met a few funny characters in the past few weeks, but I want to share how prominent something is. I don't know if it's good or bad, but it's actually a bad thing, but it's good to me. So, I've met promiscuous women, and recently, the funniest thing is that. So this is the thing. I went to this cafe where it's very famous for being convenient and easy. It's like 7-Eleven version of Japanese hot food place, and it's called Family Mart. And then I was eating my food. It was some kind of like spicy prawn bento. Bento is like a lunchbox. And then I was just minding my business, and then the ladies beside me were speaking and talking about someone. And then I'm like, I was shocked. Who scream at pregnant ladies? And then somebody was talking about this name, and I'm like, I think I know that name. And I think I know her. She actually worked at the company they worked at, which is next door to this cafe. And then it was in my head, and I'm like, wait, like I felt so awkward listening in on their conversation after I realized I think I know who it was. And I think it was somebody who was very close to me in the past who's a sociopath. And after a day, it just doesn't want to leave my head, and I had to look it up. Oh my goodness. And I heard that they say that she's been banned from working anywhere of the same industry. And like, what the hell? I knew that person. I was very close to her. She was my ex-boss. And she did scream at one of my colleagues, and she tried that shit with me. And I didn't let her intimidate me. And that's why she was like my fucking follower-ish kind of bitch thing. And I didn't mind. I didn't know why I didn't mind. But it gave me this big smack in the face that says, I put up with people who disrespected me. And when I didn't let their disrespect get to me, I let them be my friends. And recently, the funny characters that I've met over the past 3 weeks, they've disrespected me. And one thing that I did right was to kind of like refuse to let them set my path for me. And I just let go of that connection. And I realized how all these three ladies that I meet of different races, they carry the same energy, and I learned such a big lesson tonight. And the lesson was how don't keep disrespectful people around you. Even if they've changed their behavior, don't keep them around you. Because how they treat you, because the thing is that a friendship that begins with disrespect doesn't end well. I had a friend who was in this same boarding school as I was. She fought for who gets to go to the bathroom and shower first and bathe first. in the early wee morning, like 6 a.m. And over the year of growing up, we bumped into each other, and she was not in the same school as I was, but we were in the same tuition center. We were in the same tuition center that studied physics. Is it? I don't remember actually. Yeah, I remember. But eventually I realized she's such a bad influence on me, and she did disrespect me. The last time that I actually had a contact with her, she disrespected me for telling her boyfriend off for not doing his job right, because he was supposed to repair my computer, was supposed to upgrade my computer, but he damaged something inside it, and the computer now buzzes it buzzes as if it's really on heat, and the built-in camera doesn't work anymore. And then because I kind of like told off, as in like I informed him, hey, what happened, just because I pointed it out. Why are my birds talking behind my... Yo, I know that you have the same attitude like my cat. My birds have the same attitude like my cat. When I stop speaking, they stop chirping. What? Okay, anyway, so the biggest lesson that I learned, okay, that's background music, angels in the background. The biggest lesson that I've learned yesterday night, aka tonight, was that, I didn't finish doing this blog post yet. The blog post is called A Fine Line of Respect. And then I was talking about like introspection on self-discrimination, something like that. So my point telling you the story about my biggest lesson of tonight was about disrespect. About the girl. We grew up kind of like close but apart. So she was a bad influence to me. And I think she was she's a sadist. When she knew that I was suicidal, she kind of like tried to put salt on my wounds. And I don't know what to say. It's a lot to dug up. So what I'm going to tell you guys is that building friendship, you need respect. If you build friendships too fast, one person doesn't fucking respect you and is like love bombing you. So what I would really want to share is that when you notice someone is building such a close friendship fucking fast, know that they have a hidden agenda, and they get close to you with a hidden agenda. So we're going to shuffle this, and then I'm going to do a universal healing forecast. So why I mentioned Lee Harris energy. He posted something on Instagram and it's like blinding clarity, and I'm like, hey, that just happened to me just a moment ago. And what I shared just now was a snippet of it, a little portion of it. I wonder if they're gonna sleep. I wonder if my birds are gonna sleep. Okay. Anyway, I don't know any of you who are listening in or not, but I'm doing this for me. Um. Oh. Oh yeah. Back to the story about the thingy, about my ex-boss. She was screaming at a pregnant lady, and I overheard these two ladies talking about it, and they're like saying her name, and then they're saying that she's now banned from a lot of places, like from work, from the industry itself. And after being so kind of like being kind of like my energy, my intuition is like, look it up, look it up, look it up. So I'm like, I was like, what should I look it up? And then I'm like, I don't know. So I look up manager screams pregnant lady. And then when I look it up, I mean like like freaking like the whole world. I was like mentally, my reality just got shook. I knew that person. It was her. And watching the fucking video was fucking flipping me out. She was so rude, and it brought me back to the moment in the past where she did that to my colleague. My colleague, and she got me a job before I went to New Zealand. She got me a job in a very posh place. Like we make like really expensive curtains. Like that curtain would cost like $300 USD, $300 per meter fabric because it's fire retardant, and it's like all the CEOs, all the CEO of a big global fashion Asian brand company was also the customer, and I was like attending to them. And then he's such a joke. His son was such a joke. He's like, "Oh, our fashion fabrics is only like a few ringgits, like $1 per meter." And I'm like, dude, this is like from Germany, Europe. What the hell, right? So my ex colleague even like got me a job. She's that nice. She's that supportive. But she and that ex boss quarrel heads until, because we used to work together. When I first got my first job, I worked in a fashion retail company in the mall near my place. And then what was in the news, actually happened about 12, 15 years ago. Like 2006 to 2007. It actually happened. 2007, 2018, 2006. So you kind of like, it was like a big shock to my face that 12 years karma is real. So I am like so silly. I'm like, oh, like all the people who hurt me, just wait 12 years. So that's a silly part of me that's like, forgive and forget, let go and love. You know, sometimes it's hard. Sometimes you have to go through your own healing, and you have to take the process of becoming bitter and becoming angry and processing that negativity into acceptance and into self-love, and not caring what people did to you, but caring what you do to respond to your world, what you carry, and instead don't carry other people's negativity. So found out when I look up the things that I overheard next to me, can't believe. And I was like telling my mom, like, how can it be someone I know was talked about next to me? Like, what's the coincidence that I was sitting exactly where I need to sit and heard exactly specific thing that I just overheard? I wasn't even like, you cannot control what enters your freaking ear. So I was like listening. I was eating my food. Okay, my Americano eyes. And then after that, I thought I wanted to I think I know that person, but I didn't do that. I didn't kind of like disturb their conversation. So it was international fucking news. It was Asian international. It was Southeast Asian international news. But it happened a year ago, so I'm that fucking late. It happened a year ago. But it's scary. Like, I didn't know that my phone was on like loud, like quite loud volume. And I was so shocked when I heard her scream and being so rude. So her personality was somewhat similar to the personality of the person I met. And also connecting the dots to that other person who was behaving in that manner, and they're all promiscuous, they are all sexually rampant. All of them have like brag about it, and they were all like above like maybe 15 years older than me. What to say? I'm writing something so it will be in my website soon. Every time I just whisper my bird chirps, background music. I mean, background music, background singers. They're having a meeting. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I will tell you the lessons as I go along with this, I think. Because we're talking too much without pulling cards. I have to buy my cat new cat food. I bought him an expensive one, like more pricey one, but he doesn't like it. I thought it would be healthier for him. He just munched a little bit on it. Okay. So okay, everybody. We're gonna pull out the cards. We're gonna ask the universe, what is the energy that was the message from the universe about the so-called judgment. I haven't told you the big picture of the lessons or the lesson I learned last night. Haven't told you it yet. But we're gonna do this because I think it has something to do with the reading that will come out. It's a universal healing thing, I think. Because the blinding clarity is just gobsmacked. I'm like gobsmacked. I'm like jaw dropped. I'm like that. Okay. So we're gonna pull out 5. 1, 2. Oops, sorry. Oops. Maybe on what? Psst, psst. Why, my meow? Why, my meow? Okay. Oh, we have the Magician. We have the Page of Wands. We have this sad-looking guy. Queen of Pentacles reverse. Ace of Cups. Okay, I don't know the context of it yet, but I'll... Shh. Hey. Oh my goodness, so much distractions tonight. Kitty! Lyra! Oh, sorry guys, I'm just gonna mute this and then I will shuffle this. So I remember exactly what the lesson is to like make it short and simple. Soft discrimination and disrespect. So most of the time we don't understand how somebody can disrespect us because it's so kind of like overshadowed with compliments, backhanded criticisms, people just not saying what they truly mean, like being politically correct. So one of the things that I'm writing in my blog that I have not published, like a very soft discrimination, and it's my ex-boss that was in the international Asian news for being such a bully, and because she's done it to me when I was fucking young. I was 17 or 18. Hello Peter. When I was like 17 years old, I worked in retail fashion because I needed to make my own money. And she was my boss. She was my second boss. My first boss was my sister's friend, but she didn't knew that until something happened. But the thing is, she was my second boss and she screamed. Her behavior on that video clip was the same behavior that happened in 2006 2007 when I was working in a retail shop for like a British brand company. And she made this girl, my colleague, who's like maybe 4 or 5 years older than me, cried, and her face was like, you know how Chinese women are usually very, very fair. So when they get really flushed, they look like a roasted prawn. So she was so red. She cried so hard. And she was pissed. How can that manager, she's also a manager in 2006. And I don't think she could work in retail fashion anymore. And now she can't even work in telecommunications industry anymore because every is viral. So it spread like wildfire around my country, and it was actually 1 year ago. And the woman is like spoke about it that it just happened yesterday. So my lesson that I got last night, watching her video, triggered something. Discrimination, but also it opened a lot of bag of wounds, a lot of wounded bags. My inner wounds were opened up to really open my eyes and see people like her in my life discriminated me. And remember that thing that I said about this new age center owner in my city? she said I wasn't good enough yet to be a practitioner or a healer, even after I just came back from my workshop in London 2014, and she said I wasn't good enough yet. I carried that like a fucking negative thing, and I'm like, recently I was like, I wrote this blog which I haven't published yet, and I wrote it. I said giving up other people's feelings. Yo, I am speaking. You cannot speak when I speak. You're speaking louder than me. 1 minute. Go to sleep. Night. Okay. Let's see if that helps. But I cannot do this. I have to speak. I have to tell you. I cannot whisper. Mimia, what's up? I'm just gonna light out some candles. My birds have the same attitude. When I speak on the phone, they like to speak. I don't understand why they do that. Oh, sleep, birds. You're not a night owl. I'm the night owl. I should move them away. Okay. So, the healing is that I got yesterday night that I haven't finished writing, but it's like, it gave me this kind of like blinding clarity. It opened a lot of wounds, a lot of bag of wounds over my past. So many females who's disrespected me, and I just kind of like took it with stride. I played along with that disrespect, and I think it has something to do with my inner child trauma. And it reminded me of this situation where somebody told me, why didn't you speak up? She's this jazz singer in Malaysia, quite popular too, and she's best friends with this famous actress in Malaysia, who's also an international actress. She brought me to a healing center of her friends, and and this was exactly the oil that I shared with everybody, and she likes it. This woman loves it. She loves my stuff. She was supporting me because there is an Australian psychic who kind of like asked her to kind of take care of me because she's away. And this Australian psychic, I kind of like hang out with her. I went to a vacation with her before I went to London. She's like, please take care of her or something like that. And then she was trying to take care of me, and she brought me to some other healing centers. So she drove me to this healing center. It's her friends. And one of the lady there was so... Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. They're so blatantly disrespectful. So she was sharing my oils with other people around, and this woman looked down on my oil like, ugh, this is so gross. What is that? That's her fucking attitude. And she disrespected me. And my friend at that time, she's like, why didn't you, like, oh my god, look at how she treated you. I am so shocked. Like, I'm so angry she did that to you. She said that to you. I'm so angry. And you know how I reacted? I played along with it. I didn't defend it myself. I was so normalized with disrespect. And this is the thing. As a society, some of us have been normalized of disrespect. And we either bite our tongue or just dismiss it like it's nothing. But it is something. It chips on our self-esteem and self-respect, and it kind of like affects how we unconsciously not see ourselves, because how other people see us are not the same way that we see ourselves, which is another blog post that I was going to do. I was going to like ask people who knew me, how do you see me? And I want to tell them how I see myself, and then I want to see the jarring generating disparity, like the differences between how I carry myself and how I see myself versus how people perceive me, and how the cognitive dissonance of understanding who I am projecting versus how I'm unconsciously projecting. Like what we think we behave is not the way that other people perceive we behave. So there's this one blog that I wanted to do is like I want to align how I see myself with how other people see me. So that is the harmonious integration that I wanted to do this year. I want to be a person that is aligned in the way I see myself. Other people see the same essence too. Shh. Meow. My cat hasn't been like he's like cooped up in here. Okay, everybody. I was so passionate in saying what I said. I lost the plot. 46 minutes in. So we were talking about like some of us are so immune to disrespect. Cat, no! Meow meow! Food! You want food? Food! It's actually Kendall. I'm tricking him. Meow, shut up! Meow! Meow! Bird feather! Is there any more? I don't see any more. Wait! Wait! Sorry, I'm not yelling at you guys. Sorry. It's as if that he's sabotaging me. Oh, he fell. He actually went down. You know, this is my desperate voice of like, what the hell, fucking cat. I don't have that much patience as I had last year, but I'm quite good at like. Should I just like let him go out? So the healing I wanted to share is like some people like me, we don't realize how disrespectful some people could be. So my ex-boss that was viral in the news, and I heard there's two ladies talking, overheard them saying that she's banned from the industry. But the thing is that she didn't change. I cut contacts with her in 2015. I kind of like knew that she's a sociopath. I didn't know she's a psychopath who would scream at pregnant ladies. Hey! Sorry guys, I should have muted it. Sorry guys. Now I feel like I'm the psycho who was like screaming at the pregnant lady, which is really fucked up. Okay. Really guys, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I was so shocked. Uh You guys. He does not deserve any attention. He does not deserve any attention. Oh my goodness. Two of Wands, Knight of Swords, Ace of Swords. I have the Magician and the Magician. I have two magicians. We have two magicians. Actually, it is upside down, but I'm not sure. Yo, cat. I'm going to lower down my blood pressure. Okay. So, I'm gonna pull out some more cards, but I'll keep telling you the context of the story. At the end of this, if you kind of like keep on listening, it'll give you this blinding clarity that I got as a freaking huge mind-opening life lesson. But I'm gonna shuffle and then I'm going to keep telling you the story. So the discrimination, I was writing my blog under giving up other people's feelings. And when I was putting the details in people being politically correct and people not rejecting you with respect but stringing you along and hoping that they will deliver their promises, but they're just playing the fool with our hopes and our dreams, and they're just kind of like teeter-tottering. Is it how you say it? Tottering, like you know, like just kind of like no, like no, like no, nothing's good, no, like, you know, just wasting your fucking time, stringing you along. So what I'm gonna say to you is that when I was writing the blog about giving up other people's feelings, and I was putting in the description of people being politically correct and people are not they don't respect you enough to just decline you and not let you put your hopes into them. Like, they want you to put your highest hopes that they could deliver this kind of like assistance or support. Like they expect you to believe that it's possible. Like, you know, sociopaths who just kind of like make fucking promises, and then you hope that they would help you, and like they ask you for favors, and then like I gave her fucking favors. I was her fucking customer. I supported her events. I was there when she fucking launched her fucking center. She backstabbed her partner and she told me about it. So thing is, in the blog, when I look up political correctness and I found the word discrimination, everything in my whole world just collapsed. Every lie collapsed. Every foggy truth collapsed. Every significant excuses that held that structure and foundation of bullshit dropped down, crashed down, destroyed. So what I'm saying is that the blinding clarity that I received yesterday night, it removed all of the bullshit that stopped me from feeling my true power, my true existence, my true capability, and my true honor, my self-respect. All of the, in addition to that, the video clip of this woman humiliating the pregnant woman and her colleague. There was two people, and one of the person who recorded it behind the manager's back, my ex-boss, who pretends to be like, oh, I'm your god sis, until we're like super close, and we're not close for the past 5 years, ever since I was like 2015. Like I said, every lie that was built, every structure that held those lies fell when I saw this healing, blinding clarity of healing. Disrespect is a form of discrimination, and I didn't see that. I did not realize that discrimination can happen in a very soft, undetected ways. People discriminate age, people discriminate talented people discriminate gifted, unique individuals. They discriminate. So people have discriminated me for my age, maybe even race. Maybe even actually, yeah. Even people in this country discriminated my race. And those are supposed to be holy people. So fact is, underneath every energy that I've spoken, it's about discrimination, and how it's a very soft discrimination that is very overlooked. And if you saw the video of how this woman was taunting and demeaning them, and like, she's a fucking full blasted psychopath in that video. It was 1 minute and 37 video. You can look it up. Fine. I don't know if you can look it up. If you want that video, kind of like email me at meredithmindose@gmail.com, and I'll share it to you, because I don't want to be kind of like promoting negativity, because it is a negative thing. But only if you're interested in watching the video, and if you only resonate to being disrespected, because she tried that shit with me. She did. My ex-boss tried that shit with me. She is my ex-boss, and she is a viral news in social media, and it spread like wildfire a year plus ago. And how she taunted those people, and the feeling I felt, and the shock. Putting together all the women who have disrespected me, and a fresh new one that have disrespected me, and I was like, yeah, you're right. Yeah, I am not humble. I'm so negative. Yeah. So she wanted me to admit all these negative things about myself, and I'm like, what are you guys talking about? Like, I just agreed in her face, but internally I didn't agree with her at all because I saw all the red flags. This woman, my ex-boss who's in the viral news, and the woman who owns this holistic center in my city, all promiscuous, and they remind me of the same shit. Oh yeah. And my friend, ex-friend from boarding school when I was about 11 years old, all the way to like 20 plus year old. We lost touch for about 4 or 5 years. And then in high school, we were in the same tuition center. We kept touch somehow on and off during those years after high school as well. And she was also promiscuous, that I told you about, that she was a very bad influence to me. And she was in my room, and she was like, she wanted my favorite sweater, and she's like saying all this yucky shit about bullshit, and I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? And it makes me grossed out that I just kind of like gave that sweater to her because I was too shocked. I don't know. So she's promiscuous as well. So all these 4 female disrespected me. And the fifth one that's promiscuous. So a lot of promiscuous women have disrespected me, and I let them stayed in my life. And my biggest lesson of the night, yesterday night, because it's actually 2:22 a.m. right now, my biggest lesson, how disrespect is a form of a very soft discrimination, and this very soft discrimination, you don't see it until you know how acid, like a very, like, you know how certain acid rain can shave rocks, like can really make rock melt. For example, just think about water and rock salt. When the water hits the rock salt, the salt will disperse, and then the rock salt will become smaller and smaller, right? Same like our human values, our self-esteem, our self-respect. When we keep this kind of people around us, this promiscuous woman or man who disrespect our values, who discriminate us. And I know this is kind of like embarrassing to admit, or kind of like, because you didn't know. Like, it doesn't matter how old you are, like you can be older or younger than me, but at the same time I feel so kind of like so silly. I didn't see it sooner, because you were so groomed to disacknowledge, and it must be your inner childhood trauma. It must be your childhood trauma, because you put out with maybe a parental figure who keep disrespecting you, and you have to like live with it, so you just kind of like accept it as okay. And that's what happened to me. I accepted disrespect and discrimination as okay, and I let a lot of people disrespected me, all those women. When I was writing something, and in one of my blog that I've already posted, just go check my website and click the blog post, I wrote down I can reject her criticisms. But why didn't I? Because I was programmed never to reject disrespect. And throughout, like even like last weekend, I went out with my mom or something, or actually either last weekend or Monday, I went out with my mom and I just bit my tongue instead of telling off this waitress like, why the fuck are you so fucking rude? Why do you just put the food with no respect? Why don't you just throw the damn plate onto the fucking table? Like, it's actually not a plate, it's actually my drink. He just put it on the table without glancing at it, like, here you go, like that. Like, I was so, I was pissed off. I wanted to fucking leave. Oh yeah. Actually, in this house, there are disrespectful people living in this house. As you know, I moved back to my family house. And she was so disrespectful. She tried to make me argue with my brother's customer. And I'm like, I'm not angry. But why are you like accusing I am? And the customer was telling me like, chill. And I'm like, you disrespected me. That woman disrespected me and told me to fucking chill. And I just wanted to ask like, whose car was it? Because I wanted to get out of the house and their car is blocking and they didn't want to admit whose car it was. And when I asked the girl, she was like not saying it's hers, because then I would say, can you please move it? Because it has happened many times. And then this customer was like, chill. Chill is not a big deal. And I'm like, why would I chill when I'm not even angry in the first place? And I realized it was a triangulation. Because that monster female tried to make people around me hate me. I grew up in this house. Unfortunately, I have to come back. And unfortunately, my dad passed away a week after I came back. So that was like one of the main reasons I didn't come on here. So I hope you all understand. So that woman disrespected me even before my father passed away. She was like just like staring at me when I was like coming from upstairs, because we have balcony upstairs and then the balcony looks down. There's 2 balconies, big ass ones. And then looking down, and then she was like, that was like when I was in the process of moving back. My dad was quite happy when I was coming back. So I live in a house where I was disrespected by the people who live here, especially a woman who's younger than me. And oh yeah, promiscuous as well. I'm angry at my father. Definitely I was. Still am processing that shit. Like, I don't know why I'm back in this house when my father is gone. And I have to put up with people who disrespect me. And she's younger than me. And I got into an argument with the brother who threatened to kill me. And I gave up everything. I just completely don't want to deal with it anymore. I don't know why I'm living in this house, but eventually I will heal myself. I know I will. But I know I'm lucky I'm not them. That's the one thing I'm holding on to. I am lucky I am not them. Like, you know, we see a lot of negative people in this world, but we have to fucking be grateful that we are not negative like them, because we still have decency. No matter how fucked up your life you could have struggled with, like, you have to feel gratitude. You still have a heart, you still have a soul, you still have a decency. You don't threaten people, especially like God knows the truth. And I told you, karma is real. It may take 20, 50, 70 years, but karma is real. Okay. So, sorry for getting so deep. I bet you didn't kind of like expected it. So, talking about disrespect and discrimination, um, what do you call it when you say the joke's off or something's off? What do you call it? The joke's off? The joke's over? Your act is over? Their act is over. So in this month of January, a lot of energy of judgment is happening, so we want to get down into the details. Oh, my cat is going at it again. Meow, 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 meow. You guys, you know that I told you guys that my psychic abilities was kinda affected in August, but when I do my sessions, it is not affected. I'm gonna let him scream. He actually even screams as if he's being like captured permanently. And he doesn't want to come here, he wants to get out. Talking about disrespect and discrimination. One of the key healing keywords. I didn't get to it yet, but I know I will. What was the blinding clarity? I think I wrote it. Let me just read it. My keyboard is behind the screen. Whoa! Mama. Shake your tail feather, shake your tail feather. I'll read it to you. Oh no. My site, post, and draft. Oh shit, did I publish it? No. I trashed it. I think it's untitled. Okay, got it. the the blinding clarity. Oh no, it's not here. The blinding clarity. Dude, what is it? It was just here giving up other people's. Hey! Giving up other people's. Somehow it is not showing up in here. Huh? Huh? Sorry guys, I can't find it. I saw it popped up and then it's not there. Why do you think it's not there now? Okay, so I think the answers are in this cards. So one of the things that I did without even knowing I did it was to not doubt my instinct and to cut a connection even before realizing. I think it was slowly dawning on me that the red flags were there and she's disrespecting me over and over again, and I wanted to show this comparison with you. The video that this manager was screaming at these two workers, pregnant lady and another woman, she was discriminating. Okay, that pregnant woman was pregnant, and she was like, she was so rude. She pointed a finger to this woman's face, like I think like less than 1 inch to her eyes and to her nose, and then she was like, "You, what are you good at?" And then she's like being cynical because she's a fucking pregnant woman, and she's probably trying to tell off that woman as, "Oh, you're good at like making babies because she's pregnant." But the thing is, she's probably jealous that she probably couldn't get that because this woman is promiscuous. She brags about having sex with her superiors, and that was when I was like 2014. That was like many years ago. And even in the viral news, there was this expose where it's being revealed that she and her superior is nice to each other, and the superior lets her do anything. And my cat is sitting on your cart right now. So I didn't know what I did until recently, because I listened to my gut instincts and I said it's not worth it. It's not worth to second guess ourselves just to make other people feel comfortable. So I want you to like remember that in your subconscious memory. It's not worth it to second guess your gut instinct to make other people comfortable, because that's what I was doing around this woman. And this woman is like, "Oh, you're not humble enough. Oh, I just met you and like you're not humble enough. The universe is telling me for you to humble the fuck down." And then she said, "Oh, you're so fucking negative." Only I sensed this. She couldn't answer me about my psychic questions because she had the audacity to want to say that I'm on the same level as you. I can do as good as you. I want to be like you. I am you and you can do. So she's starting to put a lot of this expectations of where she see me in her life, what we should do together. And I kind of like go with the rule, and I, at the same time, I reserve my true spirit because it was manipulative. And as much as I keep the peace, it doesn't mean that I'm going to be fully invested in giving her everything. So eventually I had to cut contacts. I have to cut it off. And I realized that she has an agenda. This friendship started in a very disrespectful way. And as much as I want to brush it off, it didn't sit well with me. And I didn't want to give myself more hypertension and more agitation, and I didn't want to second guess myself so that she would be correct. And I finally just told myself, like, you know, when you have this inner critic telling you maybe you should give her a chance, maybe you should doubt yourself and your instincts, maybe you should make her feel comfortable over your own feelings. And I was like, I was over it, and I didn't want to do it anymore. And I listened to my intuition and instincts, and I didn't let, like, I gave people two chances maximum as new people. I just give them two chances to, like, maintain their persona or express who they are. So when I realized that, like, it's not worth second guessing me to have faith in other people, I cut it. And slowly I realized that it sinks in, the disrespectful feeling. Like, wait a minute, I was disrespected. It took that freaking video where this woman disrespected the pregnant lady and her colleague, and it happened a year ago, and I just saw this because I overheard it when I was taking lunch a few days ago. It took a large scale viralized video about discrimination and office bullying to recognize that disrespect is also a form of bullying. And this woman was bullying me into, like, dumbness or into, like, cohesion or obedience. And I let her go. And same with the new age center owner was trying to bully me and discriminate, and she would discriminate me. And as I told you, I think in this January, what judgment is kind of like opening the doors to a lot of people to heal discrimination, I think. The cat is sleeping, but I still have to finish shuffling. So you know, when people disrespect you, it's got nothing to do with you. When people discriminate you, it's got nothing to do with you. So the people who lives in this house who disrespected me, I am lucky I am not them. Honestly. Because imagine worst case scenario, I am fucking lucky. You guys, if you are a nice human being, you're fucking lucky that you have a soul that is decent. That is the biggest gift the universe could give you. Making you a decent person is the best treasure in the world. Because just imagine if you're a fucking evil and wicked person who would scream at pregnant ladies, who would do black magic and, like, try to take something that doesn't belong to them. Just imagine. Like, it's fucked up and awful. Yeah, and black magic is fucking real and it's shitty. But understand this, the universe always protect the souls, the humans, the spirit that is innocent. No matter how certain psychopaths believe they're like gods and they're powerful, universe is even more powerful than all this presumptuous godlike human called psychopath, sociopath, and narcissist. So, disrespect, discrimination, bullying. I think in the energy of January, like we're healing discrimination, like we're healing any oppression that causes us deep turmoil. We're healing oppressions that causes us deep turmoil. And it's gonna happen in like, imagine as if a meteor appeared in our sky and it's not falling, it's fucking shining like a fucking sun. That's how the energy is, I think. Come kitty, 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 kitty. So, however people disrespect you, discriminate you, the power exists already in you. And they trick you to think that you don't have the power, but the power already exists inside you. So no matter whatever physical, verbal, intentional, spiritual, emotional negativity they want to use to attack you, like demeaning you, degrading you, making you less than a human, less than an animal, making you feel like fucking crap, trying to vilify you. The content of that energy purely originates from those individuals. So the video of that manager screaming and trying to demean people around her just because she's fucking superior. She is my ex-boss. How people make you feel is an extension of themselves, but it doesn't mean that it belongs to you. So my blog that I haven't posted, that I've been working for the past 7 days, giving up other people's feelings is quite, and like, you know, giving up other people's feelings. And I think what I'm writing is quite amazing if you understand the context. It is quite messy, it's all around right now, but I promise you it's gonna be good. It belongs to them, right? So the judgment energy. How will because I told you, right? Like my reality is like is shook seeing a person I knew who did what she did to me, and I dismiss her, and she tried to be my good friend because I didn't let her get to me. She's like, oh, okay. And she was really rude to me afterwards, but I think there was this one time around 2014 or 2015, or wait, 2013. Somewhere there. Maybe 2013, we went to the movie. I'm not sure. It was in 2013. 2013. We went to the movies. Like, she would want my clothes and I would give it to her. My favorite clothes. Clothes that I held with a lot of memory. Anyway. It's 1 hour and 30 minutes. So if you guys have to go, just go and then restart this video at 1 hour and 30 minutes. but I haven't started with this, so but this is an important, or this is a big deal healing, even though it's a hangout session and like, you know, I haven't been talking a while, but I'll end this within an hour, I think. I swiped it and it. I have to shuffle it again. I feel like if I have a spiritual vision or a spiritual computer, I wanna like paste this warning sign so that people who try to fuck around with my energy would kind of like stay back. Do you guys ever feel like that? Like people try to fuck with your energy and you just want to tell them like, warning, warning, warning. Okay, got it. So 1, 2, 3. 10 of Wands. 4 of Knives. The Chariot in reverse. We have 2 Ace of Cups. We have the World. In your hands and da 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 da. In your hands and da 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 da. Da 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 da. Okay, so I think the universe is saying start over fresh. You have the potential to build a new world. You have the potential to build a new world. The past is over. The past will be over. The past is going to stay in the past. The past is over. The past is going to be over. And the past is going to be in the past. The past is over. The past is going to be over. The past is going to be in the past. So that's what they're telling me, like to repeat it 3 times. Now it's the 4th time. The past is over. The past is going to be over. The past will stay in the past. Oh. We have like, Emil, you're sitting on my cards and I cannot read it with your butt on top of it. I feel like a lot of you who are left emotionally unfulfilled over the past couple of years, you'd find yourself unconsciously having those emotions filled. It's going to come in a very soft way, in a very in tiny small surprises. You know when you're walking down the street and then you just find a penny, like small surprises. Or you know, like you look at your bank statement and then you see like some kind of like one of you send me some money gift, financial gift. Thank you to, you know who you are, over the new year because you read my blog and you like it, I think, right? And you commented it. So like, you know, those small surprises are coming in. Mimia, can you sleep on my bed? Go, 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 go. I have to finish my reading. The cat has found a very comfortable My cat is very comfortable here. Put, 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 put. Wet nose. Okay. So, what I can say about the energy, we are healing. Healing is a journey, it's not a destination. Healing is an investment, self-care, self-love, self-respect. You will heal when you exactly need to heal, I guess, right? Because as I mentioned to you, a bag of old wounds about women disrespecting me, just, and it didn't hurt, but when I realized the healing, when I realized I was discriminated, my heart got like that. Like, I almost had like a, it's not cardiac arrest, it's like my heart felt like something hit it, like some wall, I don't know, disappointment hit my heart, like boom, like a shocking reality. It's a shocking reality to realize that, oh my god, I was discriminated because the woman was being politically correct. So 1 hour and 37 minutes. Let me pull out another deck. I have to move my chair because my cat. Because I put my leg underneath one of my other leg. Okay. So just to show you the cards. This one, healing, hard work, healing, movement stalled. Chariot is like movement stalled. Ace of Cups, emotional field. Ace of Swords, no longer being defensive because life is good. People who wants to attack you is gonna like kick themselves in the foot. The world. You will have the world. And I understand that sometimes energy changes and I cannot guarantee anything. What I'm doing is that we're just doing an energy healing forecast. Sometimes forecast doesn't happen. And I cannot read other cards because my cat's tummy is on top of it. Okay, there is Ace of Cups. Yeah, I cannot see. You wanna see my cats? Yeah, I cannot. Boop, boop. So you have the Magician. And this one, the Magician. Page of Wands, a Messenger, and 8 of, like, all this sorrow is gonna end. If you're waiting for money or you're waiting for something, you know, yesterday night when I was being healed by the universe, and they showed me how I was discriminated, and all the puzzle pieces of this healing just fall into harmonious exact place it needs to be. this discrimination will really heal your abundance and your prosperity. Why is my birds and my cat suddenly leaving my energy? But I'm serious. Your finances will be healed. Their sorrows will be over. You also have Magician in the second line of deck. You have Two of Wands, Knight of Swords, Ace of Swords, Temperance, and the Magician. So basically, Ace of Swords. Like, your fight is like no longer fighting. The universe is like admiring your strength of fighting through no longer fighting. Like just letting people be swarmed with their own darkness, and you're like no longer interested in participating in other people's approach to like lower your vibration and frequency down. It's like you give them all the permission, all the acceptance that you made a choice. All these toxic people, you made a choice with your negative feelings. You made a choice with your greedy values or toxic values. I embrace all of who you are, all of your dark imperfections, and I respect you to the world and back to walk your spiritual journey as you see fit when you are influenced to. So basically, you accept toxic people as humans with their own specific spiritual journey that doesn't have to tumble into yours. So your fight is the no fight. So the universe is admiring you for like accepting that the fight is not yours. You don't have to fight other people's battle and carrying their burdens. And that's why I wrote this thing. This blog, giving up other people's feelings, is fucking deep. And it's very intricate. So even though it sounds easy giving up, how do you give up other people's feelings? But there are so many layers of so many like different abstract content or context inside giving up other people's feelings, and it is applying to all areas. But you know, it's gonna be in the book. Okay, so let's continue. Hello, Rachel, with message retracted. I saw that. Okay. So, the energy from the universe. Oh, isn't this pretty? Okay, never mind. Isn't that pretty? Ace of Swords. Intelligence. A very good communicator. Tower and Ace of Swords. So this is one of the new decks that I got. Sometimes they do that. Birds. So healing is a journey. There's no direct destination. You'll have pit stops in your life, but trust that if the universe can create planets, cosmos, constellations, stars, galaxies, there's a higher power that delivers divine orchestra of human interaction. Like, just imagine it. How in the world did I just sit down next to this couple of girls, these ladies, talking about that woman who I personally knew, and she was in the news a year ago, and it was viral that she was screaming to a pregnant lady, and I heard that she got, from these two ladies, she got banned from working in any telco industries. How is it a coincidence, and how is this coincidence triggering this kind of like groundbreaking healing kind of for me? Because her attitude towards those people screaming at them is might as well this woman who said you're not good enough, like this new age healing center owner woman. She's like, she told me I wasn't good enough, and I carried that bullshit, and I learned to like give up her negative energy and her feelings, and she's basically all news. Like, she's a news anchor, TV anchor, for like midnight news, and she's like literally all news and all outdated prima donna. She is a outdated, expired prima donna. Like, and I realized that she discriminated me. And when I put together all these females that come into my life and disrespected me, bullied me, discriminated me, I guess I just learned a big lesson yesterday night. Like I mentioned, the foggy excuses and reasons to make up these obstacles in my life for me, to stop me from pursuing my path, it all shattered down, and it's like in shambles. All the lies that kept me away from my spiritual path and calling is in shambles. People who disrespected me, even the people who lives in the house, the female, like, I got no words. I'm just kind of like, and I'm like, you fight with no fight. Like, you're not gonna fight. You're gonna accept them for who they are and just respect their fucking journey, wherever that may be. So yes, I have this kind of like ego and like this shadow that is kind of like disappointed, but I embrace that human in me, and I just don't let it run my life. I acknowledge it. I acknowledge my shadow and my sadness or my disappointment, and I acknowledge that I know that certain people who disrespect you have insecurities, and certain people who disrespect you discriminate you. How can people discriminate you from living in your own house and they don't even grow up here? So maybe in 2 months I'll be out of here. Maybe. Oh yes. After all the lies fall, all the structure that build this obstacle to stop me from stepping into my true power, I want to say Alhamdulillah. It means thank God in Arab, because if you want to do something for a living, it's how you make your bread and butter. I can finally feel my bread and butter. I don't feel people blocking my bread and butter. I can finally feel, like, recognizing this very soft discrimination which cancels out all of the obstacles, like all the small obstacles in my life is small. Like, this is the biggest obstacle, but it is the softest, most heinous, most insidious form of obstacle: discrimination. I was discriminated from pursuing my holistic healing career path from this person who could have supported me but didn't. And I recently cut ties with, like, cut, just kind of, not just cut ties, it's like, I'm gonna walk my separate path, you should go on your path separate from me. Like, I let a person who reminds me of all of this shady woman, promiscuous woman, toxic woman, all of them have the same facial features, just that they're of different races. So we're not being racist here. Any race have toxic people. Any religion has toxic people. Human. Any age group has toxic people. Any nationality has toxic people. Any blood types have toxic people. So we cannot be prejudiced, but at the same time, it's human. You see past color, nationality, religion. Toxic people exist. So if only it's there. If only my... Let me find if it's there. Let me search for it. Everyone. Where is it? Publish. It's not even published. Giving up other people's feelings. Giving up other people's feelings. I'm trying to find the thing that I wrote. It's not even there. It's in my... oh yeah, so if any one of you who wants to support my bread and butter, I have a promotion on my website. I think it lasts until 31st January. And I know this is a very... It is extended to 31st of January. Is it pages? Draft? No, it's not. So... it's not here. Maybe it's a different account. So anyway, check out my website if you want to work with me. I think it's buy 2 free 1 sessions. So go and check it out. Let me know if you want first session first, and then and continue with another session later, and then get another. Okay. Too much things going on in my mind. Yeah, I cannot find the thing that I wrote. In the beginning of this video, I told you guys about blinding clarity and small surprises that comes into your life as healing, right? What I feel amazed by is that realizing that I was discriminated for who I am, maybe it's my age or my talent, by these women's, it allows me to feel this special gratitude. It's like I recognize that I have something other people don't. And that person tried to erase my consciousness of it. I recognize I have something other people don't. And that person tries to erase me from recognizing it. And they kind of like successfully did. Like this woman who told me I wasn't good enough, she gave me all her doubts, all her fears. She judged me. She judged me as not good enough. And because I opened my heart to her, I let her emotions took over me. And I wasn't on guard. And it's okay that I didn't know that. is a fucking lesson learning curve, but it did get to me. I stopped realizing what I had because I was listening to other people. So what I want to share to you is that when you listen to other people's feelings, especially in the regards and the condition of who you think you are, you take on other people's fears and doubts that they have of themselves, and they recognize what you have, but they don't want to acknowledge it because they're jealous, intimidated, agitated, jealous, they are vindictive. They don't want to acknowledge what you have because they don't want you to take ownership of that gift. They want to utilize that gift and use you and associate you. And they just want to like string you along and use you as a puppet, and then they want to take credit for all your hard work and efforts. Because that woman, the owner of that healing center, she took a few of my ideas and ran with it. So, and then recently when I met someone who does a healing of her own, like this has nothing to do with anything I said, but she has her own center. When I realized that she doesn't have my skills and my talents, but she can still fill a room, and she can still get people invested, just because she is certified and she joined she got her validation by joining a spiritual biggest event in this country. And I realized that the capacity of what I could do is enormous. And I realized that. So some people don't want to acknowledge what you have because they're very bitter and they don't want you to have it because they don't have it. And I wrote something else too. Let me see if it's in the draft. Please be in the draft. Wait, post. Oh no. Hey, I have it now, finally. My mind just keeps on skipping thoughts. My mind keeps skipping thoughts, sorry. I wrote a draft that this is my face. I'm really trying to hold on to a thought. Ahaha, here. So this is in the draft where there's no title. That's why it's hard to find it. Your haters carry bitterness towards you because you successfully nurtured a skill into a talent that you love, whereas they were unsuccessful and could not imitate you. Hence, the best possible way for them to win is to destroy your talent through gaslighting. So some people don't want to acknowledge what you have, and they want to erase your consciousness that you have it. Someone is the most insidious thing, like to tell a lie that destroys somebody's self-esteem or somebody's bread and butter. Like, just imagine this woman, Shelly, discriminate me. We may have some fucked up spiritual contract somewhere. Who knows? But what I'm gonna say is that doesn't matter anymore because I know that I gave up her feelings. I know that I'm learning a huge ass fucking lesson. And I know that I can sorry guys, my brain. I think I'm getting tired now. It's 2 hours. Okay, I'm trying to talk about 4 things in like 1 minute, so I'm so sorry. Yeesh. Okay, you just have to like let it go until I remember it again. Brain, please function. What was I gonna say? I was gonna say the reason that I cannot say it fluently is because it's still idea forming together as a statement, and I didn't clarify the statement yet. But the statement, if I'm trying to clarify it right now, is that realizing that somebody discriminated me, that stopped me from stepping into my power because someone doesn't want to acknowledge that I have this power, because if they cannot have this power, they don't want me to have it either. And it stopped me from pursuing a confident feeling that I can make this power my bread and butter, this skill, this talent as my bread and butter. When I realized that the only thing that stopped me is discrimination, apart from the fact that I am capable of healing people, I am capable of getting very deep into people's soul and helping them step by step get up and out of their misery. The fact that that's factual, I can help people, versus the discrimination and the gaslight and the fucking doubt. Like I said, the lies that was built up in many years fucking falling. The structure, the universe that was created by toxic people, that structure that was created by toxic people, by this aggression, this intimidation, this disrespect, this in denial ignorance, and this non-permittance, like they force people to back off and like protect what doesn't belong to them. Like, this house doesn't belong to her, why is she trying to make me feel like that? And I accepted it. I'm like, she must feel very, very insecure, and it got nothing to do with me. So my cat is sleeping. So backtrack. This the universe, toxic people around the world, the universe that they built with intimidation, ignorance, the judgment energy, intimidation, ignorance, aggravation, aggression, darkness. It will fall on them. It will fall on them. Just the way that the woman who didn't change, who didn't stop yelling and screaming at people. In 2006 and 7, when I was working in the retail fashion shop, my colleague, her face was so fucking red. She got screamed twice in that same week. And that bitch tried to scream at me, and I didn't let her get to me. The next day I'm like, "Hi, Cecilia." I let her roll off my back, and then suddenly she became like beneath me. And I told you guys that my ex-boss is a psychopath, right? And I didn't know that it was real. I didn't know that it was viral news. That I didn't know this until a few days ago, yesterday. And I was like, what the fuck? That is just like mind-blowing. So I told you guys, like, 12 years for karma to cycle up. So now I know 2 people in US and in Malaysia who were exposed for the sociopath that they are. and it's like international news. I don't hope for anymore, but I know all the juicy details. I know all of that. I don't understand why I have so many juicy details about sociopath. I don't know. It's like I'm like a double agent. Like sociopath loves me because they think they can undermine me, but at the same time they may undermine me, and I may be like being intoxicated by their energy, but at the same time I can carry my own independent self. Anyway, let's stop talking and then like do this reading. Sorry guys. I keep on being distracted with so many things. I told you guys this is a hangout session, don't take it seriously. So until I got my head together, because it's not really together yet, it takes time for me to pick up where I left off. "20 minutes and we're done." We have a lot of healing. It's a good card. So it's a healing card. We got the healing card here too. And I think I think we have it here. So we have this healing card together. 4 of Swords. And we have King of Wands. And then we have 8 of Wands. And then we have High Priestess. And then we have 10 of Pentacles. So the essence of this whole entire context of this hangout session is a few hours ago I felt the universe deconstructing. And I think what I just said about the structure that was fixated by toxic people into the vision of the world or the collective vision of humanity, all the toxic structure are being demolished or are being disassembled. So I feel that the universe is building a newer foundation based on love and light, based on people who have earned the platform. I think I earned the platform. I don't feel much obstacles. I know what I need to do. I know the action steps I need to do. I feel a physical connection to my bread and butter without feeling inferior anymore, because the inferiority that I picked up on from this woman who said I wasn't good enough, when I realized that she just discriminated me, but in fact I am capable. I am as capable as any licensed counselor and things like that, based on like my own area, childhood trauma, self-made. People don't like self-made people. Some people don't. Like cookie cutter. There's people who do this like cookie cutter. They want cookie cutter healers, but if you understand, like healers, self-made healers, they go through so much BS. But cookie cutter healers probably just use a system and don't want to get too deep into person that will actually liberate more of your soul. But not a lot of people can respect self-made healers because they rather have cookie cutter healers. So whichever one that floats your boat, off you go. So So I feel that the judgment energy is the disassembly of toxic reality. The lies that made the foundation is going to fall flat. People will be responsible for all the toxic energies they put out in the world. The universe told me, even if there's no justice where you think there would be, or there will be other ways the universe will chase these toxic people for karma. There will be other ways toxic people will chase. There will be other ways universe will chase toxic people. Karma doesn't care where your address is. Kind of like what, like, I don't know, there was this quote. Karma doesn't care your address. Karma can find you with or without your address. Something like that. So anyway, I'm going to pull out the moon deck. Let's see. 325. Goodbye, Peter. See you later. Thank you for watching. A few more decks. Discrimination. 18 more minutes. 17 more minutes to go. So, I think after this, I can quite clarify. So, okay, I'll just show it to you. Purity. Darkness. Self-reflection. Hunger. The unexpected. Ancestors. Transition. Release. Channel. Emotions. So I feel like we're healing our ancestral wounds. It kind of makes sense talking about discrimination and how discrimination blocks some people's bread and butter, right? Let's see if the magical spell card has anything to say. I think this is like a long time coming healing. Discrimination, ancestral wounds, and discrimination. And like toxic energy being deconstructed. Okay, I'll be going in like 5-10 minutes now. I think the universe says, yeah, enough. This is last one. New beginnings. It just flew out. New beginnings. Grace. Set me free. Grace, blessing, come to me and set me free. Let this magic in my spell clear the space in which I dwell. Letting go. Allow the wisdom to remain, but the sting I shall never again. Oh, there's 4. Letting go. So release and letting go. So when the universe says the past is over, the past will be over, and the past will stay in the past. Because you're letting go and you're releasing the past. All those people who've hurt you, even if it's like unforgivable sins, is not your feelings to carry. All of their toxicity, you return it to them, or you return it to the divine, and you just let go. So when I say giving up other people's feelings, it's also letting go of other people's feelings. And the last card is beauty. I have a form which is divine. I allow what is within to shine. So I hope you liked the reading. I hope it kind of like gave you some clarity. If you kind of resonate, let me know in the comments. If you watch this after the live stream, if you feel that you want to discuss it with me, you're welcome to email me. If you want to talk about your personal issues and you want to book a session and you want to try the healing sessions I provide, check out my website, and then you can try one session, and then you can also get participate in the 2-for-1 session. So for now I will go, but I will come back as soon as I can, and I will do some readings some more. But this reading is a hangout session, aka / universal healing forecast for January. I know it's messy, and I know it's deep, and I know it's like weird and like, you know, all over the place, and with my cat and birds. But finally everybody's rested, and we found a beautiful answer together. You actually got 10 of Pentacles, which is abundance and prosperity. And you also got the High Priestess. And you have healing. And you have a movement and action. Plans are in action. So your plans are in action now. And you're taking action and your plans are in action. King of Wands, you're taking action and your plans are in action. And you're getting a financial stability. Knock on wood. So healing is a journey, and sometimes healing only happens when you need to heal it. So if something isn't healed yet, you know, just let it go, let it come back when it's meant to come back. So thank you for watching and hanging out with me, everybody. I'll see you when I see you. My name is Meredith Mindrose. I'm a universal healer and a peace visionary. Check out my website. I've posted about 4 or 5 posts since December. So in January, within these 2 weeks, I've written like 4 or 5 pieces that I think will heal you guys. So check it out. Other than that, thank you so much for spending your time with me. I'll see you again. Take care. Goodbye.